Howdy y'all, it's Nicole Cutts. I'm out here in the woods by the Potomac River near Swains Lock. I'm just going to quickly show you where I am. It's very lovely. But I'm going to make this video on the move because what I'm talking about I typically do when I'm on the move. So what I want to share with you is a tool, or you could call it a technique, that I use, that I practice, and that I share with a lot of my coaching and therapy clients. It just comes up because so many people seem to have, they're too hard on themselves. And they also seem to have learned to motivate themselves via criticism and punishment, which is not their fault. I think that's just the way a lot of us are raised. You know, our parents and society often pushing us to do more and more. So people are not used to giving themselves enough credit. They tend to be too hard on themselves. And the problem with that is that even though it can motivate you to do more or achieve more or whatever it is that you're trying to do, it stops working after a while. And the downside is that it has a negative effect on your self-esteem. So whenever I encounter a client that is having a problem with their self-esteem, which is a lot of people, too hard on themselves, and in need of more compassion, but who also want to be successful, I recommend this technique, and I call it the 3 and the 5. It's very simple. Most of the techniques and tools that I like and that I use are simple. They're simple and they're easy to remember. So this one is just basically 3-5. And what it has to do with is taking note on a daily basis of 3 good things that you do for yourself and 5 things for which you're grateful. Now, when I say taking note, I do recommend, until it becomes a daily habit, writing it down. Writing it down gives it more power. It puts more focus on it for you. That's how I started. I started writing this list, and it had a lot of power that way. Now, it still has power, but it's become a part of my daily routine. And I do it during my walk, my nature walks, usually taken in the afternoons or evenings, after a long work day. Or short work day, doesn't really matter. Anyway, so I'll show you how it goes, right? Because I do it toward the end of a routine that I have that encompasses a rote set of prayers and a whole lot of stuff that I'm not going to get into right now, but I usually sometime before the walk is over do the 3 and the 5. So it goes like this. It's like, think of 3 good things you did for yourself today. So for me, today I could say I got up early and I wrote for an hour, which is something I try to do every morning. I'm working on book 3 of The Adventures of Isabel. I am doing that because that's my vision, and that's something that I believe in, and I know it's something that I know in my heart that's good for me to do. Then I would say attended a meeting, a spiritual support group, right? That's very good for my spirit, as well as my mind, my emotions, everything. And the third thing, well, it's usually pretty easy to say, and I'm walking, right? I'm exercising. And to boot, while I'm exercising, I'm saying my prayers and doing my meditation. Okay? So that's it. That's 3 things I did that are good for myself today. Now, what's some of the thinking behind that? Not just what I said about, giving yourself credit, right, for what you do. That is very important. That's a part of this, is saying, look at what you did and actually feel good about it. And be conscious of any thoughts that try to come up to denigrate it, right? Might be like, oh, well, that's not a big deal or whatever. No, that's not how this works. It is, I did these things, I'm giving myself credit for it. I liken it to, like, if you have a to-do list of 10 things and you do 3 things, people have a tendency to say, but look at the 7 things I didn't get done. Oh, I meant to get these 10 things done and I didn't get all of them done. I only got these 3. Okay, well, that doesn't really encourage you to do more, right? That's really just self-punishment that keeps you chasing that, that more thing that a lot of us suffer with. And again, it's bad for your self-esteem because it's punitive, okay? It's criticizing. So instead, if you have a to-do list of 10 things and you do 3, well, look at those 3 things I did. Yay me, okay? And you're doing that to give yourself credit, but also to focus on the fact that if you have a hard time or feel that you don't really love yourself, a lot of times people say, I have no self-esteem, I hate myself, I don't love myself. That's not true. There's a part of you that feels that way, but there's also a part of you that does love yourself and does value you, right? And that is what you're acknowledging also when you look at the 3 things. Because love is an action, all right? Just saying I love myself, but not honoring or cherishing or taking care of myself isn't love any more than it would be if I told somebody else I loved them, but wasn't willing to exercise any discipline or any sacrifice or any caretaking for them. Then that's not really love, right? Okay, so it's acknowledging, look, and it's looking at the evidence that I do love myself because I'm doing these things that are good for me, okay? Your 3 things can be anything, right? Could be eating a salad, could be working out, it could be, what else do people do that's good for themselves? Going to the doctor, anything like that that's good for you. Could be spending time with a friend if that's what you need, right? Or doing something for somebody else also counts because it helps you. The 5 things for which you're grateful, pretty easy, right? Right now, and I like to start like with what's right around me a lot of times. I'm grateful for the fact that I have time to come out here and walk and take care of myself. And where is out here? Well, I'm grateful for the out here. You know, I often say I'm grateful that I have this place to come and walk, so I have the time and the space. Okay, so that could be 2 things I'm grateful for, but usually I just say I'm grateful for the ability to come out here and walk. That might lead me to I'm grateful that I'm healthy enough to walk. Grateful that I have legs. Right? I'm definitely grateful for my walking companion, Artemis. Hey, Artemis, do you want to say hi? She's like, no, I'm not. I'm trying to look for prey. She's got her, senses all attuned. Deer, squirrels, whatever. Heron. She hates the heron. No, she doesn't hate it. She just wants to eat it. Anywho, so I'm grateful for Artemis, right? My dog, who's, still pretty new to me. I got her in January. I'm grateful it's not raining, right? Because that makes it a little harder to walk with her because she hates the rain. I'm grateful that I have a job, that I'm employed. I'm grateful that I have food in my refrigerator and my cabinets. I'm grateful that I have a car. I'm grateful that I have family. I'm grateful for my friends. There's just so many things. And why you do that, obviously practicing gratitude is a good idea. But the reason why I recommend it and practice it is because your brain needs exercise, feeling good, right? And when you think about gratitude, when you focus on gratitude, those synapses that feel good get to fire, right? And, I've talked about this before, but in case you haven't heard, the human brain has a bias toward negativity. So we actually need to exercise our brain in a positive direction to not just fall into its natural pattern. Plus, many of us have had way too much practice feeling badly, right? Depression, again, low self-esteem, all those things. Those are all feelings that operate on the same wavelength. So when you focus on gratitude, you are getting those synapses going, getting that positive direction going, and hopefully changing your perspective or your outlook to one that's a positive one. So that's it. It's really simple. The 3 and the 5, like I said, I recommend writing it down. Sorry, Artemis. At first, I kicked her. Not on purpose. I recommend writing it down until it becomes rote. Or if you want to keep writing it, or if you want to start not writing it. That's completely up to you. But what I do recommend is give it a shot. Give it a try. And let me know how it went. If you got any results, got suggestions, tweaks, what have you. So I hope you found that helpful and that you will check out my YouTube channel, which is The Success Doc, for more success tools, or go to my website, which is visionquestretreats.com. In the blog, you'll also find a post where a lot of tools are gathered. Visit my Facebook page, which is Vision Quest Retreats with Dr. Nicole Cutts on Facebook. I can't even remember what I am on Instagram. Yeah, I know they should all be the same, but they're not. So, yes, I hope it works for you and you come back and you get more and you tell me how it goes. Thanks. Bye.